Hello and welcome to a giant book haul. I have so many packages surrounding me right now. It's crazy, but I'm so excited for this video. The last opening book mail with me video that I filmed was in April, which was about 3 months ago. Some of these packages I have peeked and opened them because I couldn't wait, but most of them I have tried to avoid opening until this video so I can see them for the first time with all of you guys. So if you can imagine, my closet has been stacked with boxes for about 3 months now. And these are a mix of books that were sent to me and books I bought myself. So thank you so much to any publishing companies and authors that sent me books for this video. It's so kind of them and so cool that I'm at a place where I'm able to be gifted books, my favorite thing ever. Let's start with the books that I bought myself. This first one I have already opened, and that is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. What's really cool about this book is I got it from Larkin Owl, which is a local independent bookstore in Austin, and this is the independent bookstore exclusive edition. So it comes with art. It has this piece of art of the two characters. That's a great bookmark, and then more art with a dog inside. And what's also quite cool is I was able to get this book signed by Ali Hazelwood. I had her write for Luca and Ali because Luca, my cat, always sits and reads with me, and then she drew a little cat doodle, which is so cute. This is my second ever book signed by Ali Hazelwood, and if I get a third one signed by her, I will be starting an Ali Hazelwood shrine. Luca has decided to join us for the next book, which is from a Luma crate, which means it's a special edition. I did order this book for myself and I'm so excited to see it. I saw pictures, but it's just not the same as seeing a beautiful special edition in person. Ooh, it's so pretty. I got The Prisoner's Throne, which is the sequel to The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I haven't read The Stolen Heir yet, but I can't imagine I won't read this one and immediately want to read the sequel. If you've heard of the Folk of the Air series, I love that series. One of my favorite fantasy series ever. One of the characters in that series, Oak, got his own series, which is this one. The dust jacket, quite cool, but what made me most excited for this book is the hardcover. I think this is so stunning. It's so shimmery, and I don't know, I want to have like a whole fantasy shelf, and I feel like this will be just so cool to display. And then the sprayed edges with like the snake. All right, our next box is from Majuri, who is a jewelry company that has very kindly sponsored today's video. All the pieces I'm wearing right now are from Majuri, and they're definitely more of a luxury jewelry company, a little on the higher end price wise, but also on the higher end quality wise. I've come to really appreciate pieces that will last me a lifetime. They're also so timeless and minimal and elegant looking. I really value them being timeless pieces that can evolve with me if my style changes. I truly feel like these pieces will go with anything and everything, even just like different occasions in my day-to-day life. Like I would totally wear all these pieces just on a day chilling at home like I'm doing today, or going out to a nice dinner, or as like a wedding guest. They're so easy to dress up and down, which I really love. And the first piece I'm wearing is the serpentine chain necklace in 14 karat gold, and then I layered it with their letter necklace. I got an A for Ali. This one I really like that you can adjust the length, so I set it to the shortest length to pair perfectly height-wise with the chain necklace. Their necklaces are so great for stacking. And then I'm also wearing their beaded medium hoops in 14 karat gold as well. And I'll put a QR code on my screen so you can scan the QR code or click the link in my description to start shopping Majuri. Thank you again to Majuri for partnering with me. Let's move on to our next package. This next one are books that were gifted to me, but I picked out. And this is a hefty box because there are so many books in here. So if you saw a video I filmed about a month ago, I went to New York with HarperCollins, which was so cool. I was so honored to be invited, and one of the activities that they had for us is we got to just like shop books by their authors. So we got to pick out as many books at their office as we could fit in this box, and they shipped them home to us. So I did pick out these books, but it was about a month ago, and I honestly kind of blacked out. I was like so excited, and we had a time limit. I just like stuffed books in here. I don't even remember what's in here. Okay, this Woven Kingdom. I'm so excited for this book because it's written by the same author who wrote the Shatter Me series, and I love that series. 5-star series for sure. Didn't even read the synopsis. I was like, oh, I know and love this author. Immediate grab, put in the box. So let me now read the synopsis. Ooh, okay, wait. It says, to all the world, Elise is a disposable servant, not the long-lost heir to an ancient Jinn kingdom forced to hide in plain sight. And then the crown prince has heard the prophecies foretelling the death of his king, but he could never have imagined that the servant girl he can't put out of his mind would one day uproot his kingdom and the world. It says forbidden romance, it's Persian mythology-inspired fantasy, a long-forgotten queen, clashing empires, and I've just like generally heard of this series and heard amazing things about it. Okay, Okay, next up is A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. I got one other Peter Swanson mystery a long time ago that I still haven't read. I need to read. And so many people in the comments were like, he is such a great mystery thriller author. I was like, okay, I'll get a second book by him. And I kind of like that this book is pretty short. It's under 250 pages. Most of the time I don't love short books with like romance or just like general fiction. I feel like they can't have as much depth as a longer book, but for mysteries, I feel like short books are so fun because you can just have this quick, fast-paced, plot twist filled mystery. It doesn't need to necessarily be long. And it says that this one follows a newlywed librarian who begins to suspect the man she is married to is a murderer. Wait, that's so fun that she's a librarian. I hope like books or the library come into play some way into the mystery. And then I have gotten The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I read the very first book in this series. They both die at the end. The first book was so good. And this one is like a prequel of sorts, I believe, because in the very first book, the world is like dystopian to where people know when they're gonna die. They get a phone call that's basically like, yeah, today's the day you're going out. And it says that in this book, it's 2010, and a new organization called Deathcast, the company that tells you when you're gonna die, has just launched. And so the first book followed two boys on the day they get the call from Deathcast, and this one follows two different boys. And the first one had some romance in it, so I'm hoping this one has some romance as well. And then I'm so excited for this one, The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I've never read a Lucy Foley book before, and I really want to. I've heard just such good things about her as a mystery author. Ooh, okay, it says that this one is set at a luxe coastal retreat, which I'm hoping means it's a good summer read. I guess summer mystery could really hit right now. And something has just opened up called The Manor. On the Sunday morning of opening weekend, the local police are called, there's been a fire, a body's been discovered, something's not right with the guests. What happened on the grounds of the manor the past 36 hours, and who or what is the cause? Everyone has an agenda, everyone has a past, but not everyone will survive the midnight feast. What is the midnight feast? This seems crazy, and I'm hooked. Then I got Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard, and it sounds like our story really kicks off when Fate knocks on the door of our main character, and Fate tells her that she is the last of an ancient lineage, and she has the power to save the world. So it definitely seems like very high stakes, high fantasy. Okay, these next two books, I had never heard of before, but I think their covers are gorgeous. This first one is so thick. First of all, how many pages is this? It's just under 700 pages, and it's called When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Ooh, and there's a lot of really cool chapter pages in here. That is so stunning. And our main character is an assassin for the rebel group, which I already love. And it says a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, and she finds herself imprisoned by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae. And then I'm guessing this is a romance, and this is our male love interest, because it says Khan took the head of a king and donned his melted crown, which is wild, and a clue lures him into the capital's high security prison where he stumbles upon our female main character Rave, where she's imprisoned. So that sounds really cool, and I looked it up on Goodreads and it has really great reviews, so very excited about this book. Our second beautiful cover in this box is All This and More. I love the shimmery gold, and it's like very minimal but cool like imagery on the cover. And it says this is an inventive novel about a woman who wins the chance to rewrite every mistake she's ever made and how far she'll go to find her elusive happily ever after. But there's a twist. The reader gets to decide what she does next to change her fate. Wait, what? I get to decide, me, the reader? How does this work? I was gonna say this sounds kind of like the Midnight Library, and it does say this is great for fans of the Midnight Library, but wait, what? I'm so intrigued by the choose your own adventure element. I kind of want to look it up and see how it works, but I also kind of want to just go into it blind and be surprised with how it works. And I was also able to get this book and the Victoria Aveyard book signed by the authors because they were there at the event, which was really cool. And then very last book in this box is... What's going on?
That was a drum roll.
Oh, for the last book.
The last book.
Woohoo! Thank you. It's Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey.
Tessa Bailey.
What do you think it'll be about?
Look at this Chad. Thank you.
Oh, and me. Oh yeah, she kind of has red hair like me.
Yeah.
That's so fun. You had some tattoos. That could be you. You have a hat right now. No one can see your face, but...
I'm gonna say she's fangirling for a famous golfer.
It says a rom-com about a bad boy professional athlete who falls for his biggest fan. Wait, I love that she's the fan. I feel like that's so Wattpad-y, but in the best way. Like, you can put yourself in those shoes because there's no reason I would ever meet a professional athlete except as a fan. I wish I could just download books in my sleep because I want to read like 50 books a day, which is a good problem to have, so can't complain. Okay, now let's really delve into all the books that were sent to me. I have no idea what these books are gonna be, which is exciting. Kind of feels like Christmas. And we've got to start with the pink package because all good things come in pink packages. Ooh, this looks like another sports romance. It looks like it takes place on a baseball field. First of all, this is from Valentine PR. Valentine PR always sends me the cutest romances ever, and they're always shipping packages, so I always get excited when I get them. So thank you to Valentine PR. And it says this is a new adult romance, my favorite age group to read. And they're roommates. That's so fun. So we definitely are gonna have forced proximity. It says, I should be focusing on my game, not on falling for my gorgeous, grumpy roommate, especially since she's already left me once. So also second chance. So many tropes. And then this package is from Penguin Random House. Oh, yay, okay. And I feel like I've been getting so many mysteries in this haul. I feel like that's a sign I need to read more mysteries. This is a Karen and McManus book. Oh my gosh, I just read the summary and there is so much going on in the best way. So our main character is Kat, and it's just her and her mom, Jamie, except for one time her mom was married for 48 hours to this man who also had a son named Liam. Anyway, they're divorced, that was a bit ago, and now Jamie, the mom, she's a jewel thief, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever read a book that follows a jewel thief, which now that I think about it, would be so interesting for a book. Like imagine like a, I don't know, dark romance where the guy's a jewel thief, or a mystery. It's so interesting. Her mom, the jewel thief, has one job left at a billionaire's birthday party, and Kat gets to tag along. But when they get there, who do they run into but the ex-husband and the son? And the ex-husband is a serial scammer who has his eyes set on the billionaire's daughter. So this is just like a whole crime world. Imagine growing up and your mom is a jewel thief and her ex-husband is a scammer. I think I'd have some trauma from that. Anyway, that's already crazy. But then one of the billionaire family members dies and Kat and Liam are caught in the killer's crosshairs. That's wild. All right, this next package looks like a fantasy one. This book is called This Ravenous Fate, and it says through these cruel medical experiments, reapers were created, which are once human vampires driven to attack without mercy. And our main character, Elsie, is the heir to her father's reaper hunting empire. That is so interesting. And it says that the Harlem Reapers want Elsie dead because I assume she's trying to hunt them. And among them is Layla, a reaper. I'm confused if like the reapers have like conscious thought or what, but it says that Elsie and Layla have to work together to find out if some of the reapers are turning human again or becoming even deadlier. And it says that as the investigation continues, the two must confront their complicated feelings for each other. So it sounds like we also have a sapphic romance. I love that. I've been saying a lot recently how I love books that combine a lot of genres. So I feel like with this one, we've got a romance, a fantasy, historical fiction, and then maybe some like mystery with this investigation. A Christina Lauren book. Okay, how fun. This is Tangled Up in You. Is this a fairy tale retelling? I hope so. Christina Lauren, similar to Tessa Bailey, I haven't read a lot of Christina Lauren books, but all the ones I have, I've loved. So I also need to read more books by her. And this is a new adult romance, and it sounds like a perfect summer read. So I just read the summary, and it follows Ren. And she was raised off the grid on a homestead for the first 22 years of her life. So she does really not know how to live in the real world. Like she's never used a phone, never used Google. And she's going to college. That's where she meets Fitz. Him and Ren have an assignment they're working on together. Not sure how we get from working on an assignment to going on a road trip, but they end up going on a road trip together, which anything like travel, road trip related, I'm like, oh, summer read. And the cover's so cute with her long hair. Ooh, I think I might know this author. So the book says Filthy Rich Fae. And I got sent a book a little bit ago called Filthy Rich Vampire. And yes, it's the same author. This one's set in New Orleans. That's such a fun setting. And it sounds like our main character, Kate, is human, but it says the unspoken rule of New Orleans is to avoid the powerful Gage crime family until her brother gets caught in the chaos of the crime family. And now she has to confront the dark and forbidding Prince of New Orleans, Lachlan, who is our male love interest. Love like a darker male love interest. Then I got two books by Monica Murphy. The first one is All My Kisses for You, and it came with a shirt. I love the pink. And I believe Monica Murphy's biggest series is the Lancaster Prep series, and this one is a part of the Lancaster Prep Next Generation series. And this one follows Willow. And then our male love interest is the new student on campus, and he's also the star quarterback, so we've got a sports romance. And it sounds like good girl, bad boy, because it says Willow has always been the good girl, the one who behaves. She shouldn't want him, but she's wondering if it's time to change. And then the second one she sent me is Lonely for You. Okay, I just read the synopsis and I love it. Our main character is Scarlett, and she's a young heiress, and her dad hires a famous pop star to play at her 18th birthday, and they end up kissing after he leaves stage, and someone photographs the kiss and it goes super viral, and they agree to start fake dating because it will do wonders for both of their careers. careers. I love that. It's so much like fanfic, like I was kind of saying with that Tessa Bailey book where like the fan then becomes in the relationship. And I just think those are always so fun. All right, this next book is Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. And this one takes place at the scariest school on earth. I love fantasy books that take place at a school. I don't know why. I feel like that's been more rare for me to read in my fantasy journey. And I always love a school fantasy. And our main character is 17 and her mom runs Calder Academy, which paints a giant target on her back. And it sounds like we've got some romance too between her and Jude. And it doesn't say much about him besides that it sounds like he's kind of a scary guy. That's all it's giving me. Well, cool. I'm intrigued. Next up, this package is from the Hatchet Book Group. Oh, okay. I've seen this book at the bookstore. It's One Last Summer by Kate Spencer. I love the cover. It really is giving me Beach Read by Emily Henry. No idea what it's about, but the cover has caught my eye quite a few times before. The book follows Clara, and this year she's joining her friends on their annual summer vacation, so summery, to their beloved childhood sleepover camp. That is so cute. I went to like sleepover camp as a kid. If I could go back now as an adult to that camp just to like stay there for a week, maybe that's something I can do. I don't know, that would be so fun. But then when she gets to the camp, she faces a challenge. The owners are retiring and selling the property. And this prompts a surprise heart-to-heart between her and Mac, her old camp nemesis and constant competitor. Okay, this is so cute. This is so tough. See, the problem is like all these books sound so good. That's when I say I just want to download them all into my brain because I want to read all of them now. If any of you guys have read any of the books I talk about in this video, let me know if it was good and if you liked it and if I should prioritize reading it. Okay, if you can believe it, I still have about 5,000 packages on the floor in front of me. I feel like it'd be fun to do a lightning fast speed round for like 10 minutes. Oh, okay, let's see how many packages I can open, read the summaries, give you a synopsis in the next 10 minutes. Hey Google, set a 10-minute timer.
Got it. 10 minutes, and that's starting now.
Okay, the first book. I need scissors. Wait, all my scissors are under all these packages. This is not off to a very good start. Okay, scissors have been acquired. Ooh, this is so pretty. It's called Late Bloomer. It looks like a sapphic romance by Maisie Eddings. And it came with a little paper, which is helpful. Oh, and art. Oh, it's signed by the author. That's so cool. And it came with this art of a cabin and flowers. That's so pretty. Would make a great bookmark. It says, winning the lottery has ruined Opal's life. She quit her dead-end job. She's been bombarded with people knocking at her door for a handout, and she can't stop saying yes. Oh no, Opal. So she decides to put all her money into buying a failing flower farm. Wait, that is so cute. And then when she gets to the farm, Pepper, which is an adorable name by the way, is there. She's angry, and she's stating that she's the rightful owner of the farm and isn't moving out. They strike up an agreement of cohabitation and butt heads at every turn. That is adorable. I've never read a book set at a flower farm. That sounds so cute. I would gush for like 10 more minutes about it, but we're doing a speed round. Ooh, summer. It says resorting to romance. Pun. And speed read. It says LA attorney Lonnie. Her fiance stole her promotion and ended their engagement. That's horrible. Then she goes to her family's resort in North Carolina and she finds this up for sale. Oh no. And then our male love interest is Ian, who is the developer coming by to assess the property. So they're definitely adversaries. I love that. Okay, next book. Ooh, the breakup list. I love how colorful this cover is. And it's friends to lovers. It says that Jackson, he's really great at finding the cons in a relationship, his own or someone else's. No one writes a better breakup list than Jackson. Some might call him a cynic. He calls himself a realist, which is why it's good that he and Liam are just friends. Okay, wait, I kind of love that this synopsis is a little vague. Like it's giving me enough to be hooked, but I don't know what the full story is. And I really like when books do that because I'm like, now I'm intrigued. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Next book. Oh, we've got a tiny book. It's under 150 pages. That's so cute. And it's giving fantasy, which feels hard to do in under 200 pages. It says our main character is one in a long line of hunters who sacrifice their souls to slay monsters, and he's tasked with a deadly mission, find the legendary witch. And in order to find her, he has to ally himself with the one he's sworn to kill. I hope we've got a romance in here. I just see romance everywhere. I'm like, sworn to kill, enemies to lovers, when maybe they're just literally enemies, who knows? And I feel like this would be a fun palette cleanser. I do feel a little skeptical that you can really carry out like full world building and a full fantasy plot in this short of a book, but I could be wrong. The Wren in the Holly Library. Ooh, monsters. It says 13 years ago, monsters emerged from the shadows in New York City. So one with the fantasy set in our world. And in the wake of the carnage, the monster treaty was created, a truce of sorts. But tonight, our main character, a gifted and fearless thief, that's really fun, will break that treaty. She'll enter the Holly Library, not knowing it's the home of a monster. And the monsters are male love interests. Okay, I just have to know, does he look like a human or is he like giving Beauty and the Beast? Because I don't know if I'm into that, but if he looks like a human, internally a monster, maybe like has powers, I think that's pretty cool. This book is from Simon & Schuster. And it says, The Counterfeit Countess. This looks like nonfiction. It says, the astonishing story of Dr. Josephine, a Jewish mathematician who saved thousands of lives in Nazi-occupied Poland by masquerading as a Polish countess, drawing in part on Dr. Josephine's own unpublished memoir. Interesting, that's pretty cool. So hopefully it's like really, really accurate to her life and her thoughts, and we'll obviously get like more insight than if she didn't have an unpublished memoir. Oh, hey Google, stop. That's time. How many did I do? If I know how to count, I think I did 6 books in 10 minutes. That's pretty good. Good speed round. Now we can breathe again. Next book is Heir of Broken Kingdom. The author Mads Rafferty sent me this book. If you guys don't follow her on social media, you should. She has the cutest Instagram and TikTok and YouTube ever. This is, I believe, the 2nd book in her series. This is her 1st series ever, and I believe she self-published it as well. So inspiring, honestly. And I have the 1st book in the series too, so I'm glad to now have the 2nd one, so I can read them back to back. And the series starts with Delilah as our main character, and in the world, the Fae have vanished along with their magic. Delilah's father is the king, the human king, pretty much just like a cruel ruler, and the people are really suffering. And then the Fae come back. Delilah flees to Fae lands to try and find someone to help her and her people, and that's where she runs into Knox, who is a very frustrating yet charming Fae king. Then I've got 2 romances that both look like they're gonna be really fun, like travel vacation romances. The first one is Hearts Overboard, and this one follows Savannah, who's going on a company cruise to Alaska, along with her longtime nemesis Tanner Woods. She was recently broken up with, and her ex Caleb told her that she was really boring, so she has this like bucket list of sorts of things she wants to do to prove that she is fun and spontaneous, and he agrees to help her do this list. And that's so cute. I think those are such good bonding things during the start of a relationship. And then the next one is All Roads Lead to Rome, and this one takes place in Rome, of course, and it follows Astoria, who gets swept up in this fake dating scheme with a Scottish heartthrob. Oh, and his name is Luca, like my cat. That's so fun. He like gets her to do this fake dating scheme with him to protect the privacy of his relationship with a pop princess. And then of course, I'm sure they start to have feelings for each other. We've got a big box, which means we might have some goodies in this one. Ooh. A headband. Love these for doing makeup. Bookmark. Oh, this cute bracelet says Bad Influence. And the book, which is called Such a Bad Influence. Oh, this is a thriller. Honestly, just from the pink, I would have guessed like romance. It kind of makes sense because it's like cracked makeup. Spooky. And it says, Evie has been in the online spotlight since she was 5 years old, thanks to her mom, or momager, mother. And now she's 18 and she's a super popular influencer. That's fun. I feel like it is kind of rare that you see really modern things in books, like being an influencer or social media in general. And then she goes missing in the middle of a live stream. That is crazy. And then her sister Hazel, who it doesn't seem like is online at all, dives into the strange world of influencer culture to try and find her. And everyone's a suspect, from Evie's YouTuber boyfriend to Hazel and Evie's own mother. And you'll never see the final twist coming. Wait, I love this. That is so cool. I'm just so hooked from the she disappears on a live stream. Is she like, be right back, and like disappears, or is she like snatched from the camera? I need to know. Then this one is from Penguin Random House, and it is Near Misses and Cowboy Kisses. That's cute. Also love cowboy romances, and I feel like I've read so few of them and always enjoyed them every time I read them. It says, saddle up for love. I'm ready. Yeehaw. Our main character Riley has moved from California to Nebraska, and she's on a week-long Oregon Trail family excursion. That is just giving me, did you guys ever play the like Oregon Trail game as a kid? That's like all I picture when I hear Oregon, just in general. Like the whole state to me is just like the Oregon Trail in my mind. Anyway, there's no one her age on the trip except a tall, dark, and irksome cowboy who wrongfully assumes she has zero ability to handle the great outdoors. I love that she's hopefully gonna put this man in his place and also fall in love with him at the same time. And I don't know if you can see it well, but I also really love the cover. All right, we're nearing the end. This one is 5 Stages according Dulcie Ramos. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. And we have a workplace romance. I'm kind of surprised this is the first workplace romance that we've opened. Evan is her coworker. Oh, hi Luca. And they work at a travel app, which is super fun. And it says that if he wants a chance with her, he's going to have to go through the 5 stages. The courtship ritual that lovers in the Philippines have performed for generations. That's so cool. It's always so cool to read about books where you learn about all different lives. And I know absolutely nothing about courtship rituals in the Philippines. So that just seems really interesting to read about. And I always love a man. Luca, will you settle down? Oh, good boy. Oh, he actually listened. And I always love a man who puts a lot of effort into like wooing and courting a girl. And it sounds like Evan is doing exactly that. Right, orange package. Oh no, it came with tissues. I'm scared. This book is called Catch the Sun. Oh, and it sounds like childhood friends and lovers. It says at 7 years old, Ella and Max are inseparable until life scattered them in different directions. A decade later, she returns for their senior year of high school, moving in across the street from her childhood best friend. I think it's been a while since I've read a childhood friends to lovers, and they're always so cute. Oh wow. It says she now lives in the shadow of her brother, a notorious felon on death row. That is intense. And it says that Max wants to be close to her again and turn their friendship into more. But as the relationship blossoms, new tragedy strikes. I understand now why they packed the tissues. I'm gonna need to keep these two together. Oh, it looks like another summary book. No way. Okay, this book takes place on a popular outdoorsy reality show. I love that so much. I've recently become a very big Survivor fan, so I love this. That's so cute. Literally, I'm stressed. I'm sad because so many of these books that I've received sound so good and I want to speed read all of them. This next book is Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. I just read the summary. It starts out with a bunch of passengers on a plane and this lady on the plane starts giving people predictions of when she thinks they're gonna die. And of course, I'm sure you would like not take that seriously, but then people start dying in the way and at the time that she predicted. So then suddenly all the passengers are like, whoa, this might be real. And I'm so intrigued how the author is gonna tell this story because I feel like you could take it from so many angles. You could follow one passenger who has a really interesting story or life. You could follow all the passengers and it could lean more creepy, thriller, scary, or more like meaningful, heartfelt story on like how would you live your life if you knew when you were gonna die. All right, we've got one book left and this book is The Gilded Ones. I feel like we're gonna be ending strong with a fantasy. It follows 16-year-old Decca and she lives in fear and anticipation of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she will become a member of her village. If her blood turns red, she becomes a member of the village, but instead her blood turns gold. And it says she will face a consequence worse than death for having gold blood, but then a mysterious woman comes along and gives her a choice. She can stay in the village or she can leave to fight for the emperor in an army of girls just like her, girls who are near mortals with rare gifts. That's got to be so heartbreaking to have to leave the village behind, where I'm assuming she has family and friends and all these relationships. And I'm also really intrigued to know more about what her and the other girls' rare gifts are. And that concludes this book haul. That was so many books. I wish you guys could see my floor right now. It looks crazy. There's like packages, papers, books, just like covering the entirety of my bedroom. But now I'll get to organize them all, which is kind of fun. It feels like very rejuvenating to organize my books. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.